welcome to Labour Lens. I am Sharon Ijason. On this week's edition of the program, we'll be focusing on the activities that shaped 2023 in the labour sector. We also have news stories for you. We will be right back. In 2023, the Nigerian workforce elected the new president, Joe Ajaero, under the auspices of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC. Ayuba Waba handed over to Ajaero on the 8th of February 2023, after leading Nigerian workers for 8 years as well as the world under the International Trade Union Confederation, ITUC, for 4 years. Few weeks after, the 2023 general election took place, with Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress (APC) emerging victorious and becoming the 16th president of Nigeria.
On fuel subsidy, unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assumed office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy is gone.
Announced a price regime in the oil sector, refuses to revert itself for negotiation to continue, that the Nigerian Labour Congress and all its affiliates will withdraw their services and commence protests nationwide.
Agitations followed, leading to warning strikes, creation of committees, the signing of agreement, and rolling out of palliatives for citizens by the federal government. In May 2023, workers observed the annual Workers' Day celebration. Few weeks after, Festus Osifu was re-elected as the national president of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN.
If you go to a country like Angola, you don't have such challenge because they have robust legislation that helps in curbing issues of contract staffing. And that is what we have been advocating for, that as a country, we must come together to be able to define what is decent work. So as a labor center, TUC, what we have been trying to do, we have been trying to conscientize most of our affiliates. We have been trying to push to let them understand the evils of casualization. And one way or the other, we also have to get the people unionized. That's the easiest way to fight it. We have done that in PENGASAN. So in PENGASAN, what we've done is that some of these people that they call casual staff, in quote, what we do is that we have unionized them. Then once we unionize them, it's now easy to fight for them and push for a sustaining collective bargaining agreement.
The month of June 2023 was marked by strike by members of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, which shut down the port over unfair labor practice in the shipping sector.
The terminal operators, they have been calling us so that we can sit down with them and get this matter resolved. But our stand is that give us what we want. Let there be minimum standard in shipping. Somebody going on retirement, pay him what belongs to him, not just pay somebody and ask him to go and die at home, who have contributed immensely to the growth of that same company. So that is the stand of the union.
At the 111th Conference of the International Labour Organization, ILO, Nigeria got the opportunity to lead the body, the first specialized agency of the United Nations. Chairperson of the ILO governing body, Richard Adejola, at various meetings called for collaborations to achieve decent work for workers across the world.
Delighted and honored to assume the leadership on behalf of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the next chairperson of the ILO governing body for the 2023-2024 session. We appreciate the thoughtfulness in nominating and confirming Nigeria.
In the year under review, The Senate passed a law which prohibits age limitation in job advertisements. In August 2023, organized labor embarked on a nationwide protest over the removal of petrol subsidy. In August 2023, Simon Lalong was appointed the Minister of Labour and Employment. He resigned in December 2023 following election victory at the court. During his brief stay at the Ministry of Labour, he was able to mediate between government and the workers as well as employers of labour.
We are expecting that before the expiration of that period, they would have reached an agreement, and then implementation will start exactly within that period. So if you calculate, that's why we're always saying 6 months, 6 months. For them, they rejected. Yes, they said, yes, it cannot be 6 months. Let it be that whatever temporary measures we are doing here will continue when we prolong, when the salary increase is not being done within time. That 35,000 will continue. That 35,000 will continue. But for us, we are thinking that, yes, let us work quickly. We are going to work quickly so that when we get it done, there will be no need for 35. All we will be talking about is the salary increment, and which will involve that 35 plus other things that are going to be negotiated. So we give and take so many of them, and you know, my role was double. First, I was leading the government side, but I was also sitting as a conciliator. That is what the role that is given to Minister of Labour. You sit as a conciliator. As a conciliator, at a point you must shift from federal government to Labour.
I think the issue of national minimum wage is a constitutional matter under exclusive lists, which you are aware. The one that came in 2019 with this present socioeconomic challenges added to the removal of fuel subsidy that has been eroded even before the removal of the fuel subsidy. So we are very hopeful. Don't forget that the TUC has earlier sent a memo to the government demanding for 200,000 naira national minimum wage. Even at that, the current socioeconomic challenges, 200,000 naira national minimum wage is eroded.
In September 2023, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) embarked on a 2-day strike to press home their demand for better welfare for workers. In October 2023, Penkasan held its Energy and Labour Summit, where the union demanded for an improvement in the welfare of workers in the oil and gas sector. In October, federal government announced a wage award of 35,000 naira for workers, alongside other palliatives to cushion the effect of economic hardship on them. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) reported an increase in Nigeria's unemployment rate from 4.1% in first quarter of 2023 to 4.2% in the second quarter of 2023.
We just a practical experience of what we had in the last 1 year, and I mentioned the issue of rule of law. You know, beyond a hospitable environment, you know, beyond a good regulatory framework, beyond the rhetorics that we might say to attract foreign investors. One of the things an average investor from Europe or America will also look at is the rule of law.
On the 1st of November 2023, NLC President Joe Ajaero was attacked in Imo State over a planned industrial action. Following the development, workers embarked on a nationwide industrial action that lasted for 24 hours over assault on Ajaero. They called off the strike after meeting with representatives of the federal government. During the 5th Delegate Conference of the International Trade Union Confederation (ITUC) Africa in Kenya, Joel Odige emerged as the General Secretary of the union. In the last quarter of the year, workers intensified the call for a new national minimum wage following rise in inflation.
upon all, the state governments, who are the biggest beneficiary from this subsidy removal, have refused to behave. A preponderance of the states have refused to even pay the palliative.
Also in November, the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENC) launched a health insurance scheme for tanker drivers.
There was need to give back something to this group of workers that are doing so much for the economy. Driving is a very serious business, and one needs to be in a top of good health to continue to do that. One major area where people die quickly is because of the inaccessibility of Medicare.
Many of our members have been dying due to minor ailments without any care, due to accidents on the highway, but luckily we've been able to save money to take care of these drivers. It's a full health benefit we are giving them. They will have access for admission, for ambulance services, for surgery, for eye problem, for tooth problem, for any kind of ailment.
Former General Secretary of NUPENC, Frank Kokori, died on 7th December 2023. In the same December, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria removed members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) from the Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System (IPES). Following the resignation of Honorable Simon Lalong, the seat of the Minister of Labour is now vacant. Many Labour leaders want the federal government to appoint a new Minister of Labour to ensure that ongoing negotiations is not altered. On the profile interview segments this week, I'll be speaking with the Deputy President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Adewale Adeyonju, who also doubles up as the President General of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. He brought us up to speed on activities that shaped 2023 in the labour space. He also spoke about the challenges that workers in the maritime sector are faced with. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Happy New Year in advance. Or maybe the interview will be aired during the New Year. Okay, a lot has been happening in the labour circle. And for me, 2023 was a year of strikes. Whether it was successful or not is another conversation. Maybe it was able to yield the required results is another conversation for another day. However, beyond strikes, what should Nigerian workers be expecting from the Nigerian Labour Congress, especially as you serve as the Deputy President of the Nigerian Labour Congress?
Well, that's a beautiful question, the labour movement. We all know what happened in 2023 that we are seeing now. We are seeing in 2023 what happened to labour movement in Imo State is an eyesore, where the representative of government, that's where I'm going to put it, trying to weaken the power of the labor. And they have forgotten that labor creates wealth. And it will never deter us not to fight for the rights of our members. It is the rights and obligations that we hold the workers in Nigeria. And we are putting that one behind us. The labor movement today, Nigerian Labour Congress, are waxing stronger, and we are coming out in a very big way.
Okay, there's this clamor for the new national minimum wage, owing to the fact that a lot of inflation has actually happened within the year in 2023. What would be your position? We are aware that a committee is supposed to have been set up. Has there been meetings? How would you react to this?
Well, even the 30,000 minimum wage, some states up to now have not complied. Talk less of having a new one. Yes, the new government, under the president of Senator His Excellency Aswaju, have set up committee, but yet the committee are yet to what? To sit down, and we hope maybe first quarter of New Year they will commence in it to make sure that we have a very robust minimum wage for all the workers in Nigeria. We pray, because government can appoint and disappoint. Sometimes when they say first quarter can be middle of the year, but we hope the government has spoken, and that is the stand of Nigeria Labour Congress.
Okay, moving forward into your sector, which is the maritime sector, there's been that clamor about what's the position of Nigerian workers as regards the Port and Harbour Bill. Since the last press briefing that the union had, has there been any update as regards the position of workers? Has there been anybody that's called the union, as the lawmakers try to reach out to see that whatever hearing is going to actually take place, that the working force is actually carried along?
Well, I think the stand of Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria is that that harbour, that bill should not be what? Passed into law, because we fought it almost 4 or 5 years ago, and we know the implication of having it, the advantage and disadvantage of the harbour bill. Up to now, as we are talking, the representative of the sponsor of the bill have not got in touch with Labour, and he has not got it to invite us by saying, okay, I want to see the union, let us sit down together and see the area we can manage together. Our concern is about the workers. Where 2006, we all know what happened to the Nigeria Port Authority workers, where close to 12,000, 13 workers were placed on redundance as a result of port constitutioning. We are being deceived that nobody will lose their job. So the fear we're entertaining about the bill is about workers not losing their job anymore. That is one. We are talking about security of the ports, where when you look at what is going on in other ports of the federations, like jetties, like standard floor mills, like all those areas we have port operations. Who is controlling that place? Who are the people managing the place? Those are the questions we're asking. Insecurity, where somebody can brought in an ammunition without no feasibility of Nigeria Port Authority staff and that of NIMASA, who happen to be the regulating agents, regulating the workers and the port operations. So those are part of the fear that we are entertaining on this harbour bill. So if the sponsor, somebody might be pretending that he loves you, and at the back is doing a devil advocate's job against you. We have not known the person that is trying to reawakening that bill. They have not called us, we have not met them, so we are watching. But the union have taken this on this matter.
Okay, moving forward, the international oil companies actually have not been abiding with the stevedoring policies and acts. How would the Nigerian working force react to this, and how does this affect the operations of your work?
Well, I want to say that the IOCs are bigger than Nigeria. That is where I'm going to use this language this time around, where at least 30 to 40% of stevedoring contractors that are supposed to be part of stevedoring activities in IOCs have not yet allowed to do their job. This impunity is the order of the day from these international oil companies. So the union, we have issued threats. We have issued threats on this matter. Anytime from now, we might likely let the whole world know what is going on. Where arrangements have not been completed, where arrangements of allow some of the stevedoring contractors to come into the terminal have not been accessible. So that is the stand of the union this time around. So the IOC cannot be bigger than this country. They cannot try it in other countries.
Very quickly, talking about unemployment generally in Nigeria, we realize that it has increased, even with some of the adjustments by the NBS towards ensuring that the numbers are being adjusted into percentage that would not be so scary. There's still an upward rise in the rate of unemployment, especially amongst youth. Besides the private sector, we know that the maritime sector is a sector that also has the ability to employ lots of people. How has it been? Do you have a lot of hands in the maritime sector as the leader representing these workers? Do you see the maritime sector as a space whereby the government can actually create opportunities for young people?
Where are they going to create opportunities for people to be engaged when the road leading to the port is not accessible? If you are coming from Itire, you're going to spend 2-3 hours before you get to Tinker Island Port. Where is the employment coming from? Where some of the investors have run away to neighboring country here, Cotonou. How do you expect unemployment to take place? So the government should look inward and see how they can put our road in order so that those ones that have left this country to another neighboring country, the investors, they can come back. So that will create more employment for Nigerian workers. So to me, the government needs to do a lot of damages against whoever is the Minister of Works. We have it under the former administration. 8 years is like 20 years death sentence on our road leading to the port, because no feasibility, nobody is even ready to even know that some people are passing through here every day. If you are going to an airport, you are Port Harcourt, you're going to spend almost 2 to 3 hours before you access the port. The road is as bad as that. So just of recent, I saw the Minister of Blue Economy together with Minister of Works. They are trying to exchange ideas of how to fix the road. How long is it going to take them to fix the road? When the former administration spent 8 good years, they cannot fix this road leading to the port. So how do you create an employment when where you are getting your revenue has not been what put in place?
Okay, so what would be your expectations generally from government or probably the minister in the sector towards ensuring that we have a robust economy via an active maritime sector?
We need people of credible mind who know about the job, not somebody will just be advising the minister, don't worry, we know how to deal with them. Who are they going to deal with? The workers that knows the job more than even the advisors that they believe they have. So we are watching. You know, it's too early for us to start condemning the new minister or whatever. So we have blue economy. Maybe very soon we're going to have a white economy minister, which I think that one will pass through some edit. I don't know whether it's going to pass through the National Assembly for another white economy. All I know is that both blue economy and white economy, all are old wine in a new bottle. It's the same. It's the same pot of Christians. But we need a think tank, a good advisor that will advise the minister on Port of Christians. Look at our road. It's nothing to rattle about. You spend 3 hours from Festac down to Tinker Island. You spend good 3 hours. People are dying every day. Let the minister take a walk. Let him come to the port. Let him come to Apapa Port. He should come to Lagos Port. Not on Saturday or Sunday. He should come ordinary day. Monday to Friday, let him come. But when you make too much noise, they'll be seeing you as if you're anti-government. This government belongs to all of us. Nobody's an anti. We're only telling them that this will allow the minister to come and see what is going on inside the port. Not people will be advising him wrongly and say, yes, all is well. All is not well. All is not well. Let him go to Warri Port. Dredging of the port in Calabar Port, Warri Port, Onne Port. You should visit the place. Not that somebody will tell you, yes, everything is okay, everything is not okay within the port.
So finally, we also do not have a minister for labor anymore since the immediate past minister for labor actually won a court judgment in favor of him to return to the Senate. What will be your message to government as regards the choice of a new minister for labor? Owing to the fact that there are a lot of agitations by the Nigerian working force and the timeline of government being able to achieve this is something that Nigerian workers are actually concerned about. So do you think the minister's absence, even though there's a state minister, might actually slow down things?
Well, I think we miss the former minister for his way of handling labor issues. You know, the workers, the union, we might not be able to understand it properly, but the time we're about to understand the man, that was the time the man was giving another ticket to the house. Whoever they want to appoint, let them appoint a technocrat who is a core labor, who know about the problem of the labor, not just appointed a cobbler to come and become Minister of Labor. They say labor creates wealth, and I'm happy you are a correspondent, you know what it is, what labor pass through. Appoint people of credible mind who knows about the job, who knows about the problem the laborers are passing through. Not appointing a doctor to come and become Minister of Labor. What is he going to do? Is he going to eject us or what? We want somebody who knows about the problem that the workers are passing through, who will be able to tell Mr. President, yes, these are the things the workers are passing through. Not those ones that will be telling Mr. President, yeah, all is well. Because their language we heard is that all is well in Nassau Rock. Everything, all is well, Mr. President. So they should not be deceiving Mr. President. And Mr. President too is a technocrat. He's somebody who have passed through what the laborers are passing through now. So he should not be deceived that all is well. All is not well in some quarters. We want a man who knows about the problem of the workers, who can stand the test of time if there's any problem. We have asked so many past labor leaders, labor ministers. We know those ones that are credible. We know those ones that are labor friendly. We know those ones that are agitators. We know those ones that are anti-workers. So if he's appointing another person, he should appoint a core labor, a technocrat.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijason. Thanks for watching, and remember that labor creates wealth.